Okay, right, we'll just get started. So come round onto your hands and knees. So make sure your knees are stacked below your hips and your hands are stacked below your shoulders. Okay, and then from here, you're just going to move your lower back. So arch your lower back up to the ceiling, and then dip your tummy so that you're causing a curve in your back. So as you arch your back up to the ceiling, tuck your chin into your chest, and then arch your tummy to the floor, looking up to the ceiling. So just move through those two ranges. One way might be a little bit stiffer than the other. Trying to really push into the end range. Do a couple more in each direction. So with the next one where you're pushing your back up towards the ceiling, hold that position and then push back down onto your heels so that you're coming into child's pose. And then from this child's pose, we're going to come forwards, drop your hips so that you're coming into a cobra. And then come back up onto hands and knees, dip your tummy to the floor, arch your back up to the ceiling, sit back onto your heels, coming into child's pose. Trying to really stretch your hands away from your body, and then come forwards, hips to the mat, chest up. Okay, a couple more of this. So back up on hands and knees, dip your tummy to the floor, arching up to the ceiling, and then bum down onto your heels, and then come forwards into a cobra. Okay, last time, up onto hands and knees, dip your tummy to the floor, arch your back up to the ceiling, back into child's pose, and then come forwards into a cobra. Okay, and then if you come back up onto hands and knees, tuck your toes under. From here, we're going to push bum to the ceiling. You're going to go into a down dog. So just work within the range of your hamstrings. Once you're in that position, just gently pedal out your feet so that you're getting a good stretch down the back of each leg. In this position, you're trying to wrap your shoulders away from your ears. A couple more seconds. And then drop back down onto hands and knees and drop back into a child's pose. Then again, come back up onto hands and knees, tuck your toes under, push bum to the ceiling, and just gently pedal out your feet. Okay, back down onto hands and knees again, sit in a child's pose. And then one more time, come up on hands and knees and bum to the ceiling, so it should be getting a little bit easier each time. Last time, pedaling out your feet. If you want to, you can just stay in that position. So your feet should be about hip distance apart, and then you're trying to get your chest to your thighs. Okay, and then back down onto hands and knees. Drop back down into child's pose. From here, widen your knees a little bit so that you're getting more of a stretch into your inner thighs. Reaching your hands as far away from your body as you can. And then if you come up onto your elbows, and again try and widen your knees, so you're in now almost a frog sit. And you should really feel this stretching into your inner thighs now. Okay, and then if you come up into a kneeling position, so kneel on your left knee, slide your right foot out to the side and slide it away from you so that you're feeling this down the inside of your right thigh. Try and keep your hips square on so that you're not twisting. Taking the stretch as far as you can, so don't overstretch, but make sure you're feeling the stretch. Come back to the middle, swap sides. Okay, and then from here, come back to your high kneeling position. Kneeling on your left knee again, put your right foot forwards. So your foot should be stacked either above or slightly in front of your knee. And then from here, you're going to tuck your bum under. Okay, so a little tuck of your tailbone under your body and then lean forwards into that stretch. So you should feel it down the front of your left hip. And then from here, if you just rock back so that your weight is going backwards, straighten out your right leg and you'll feel this stretching into your right hamstring. And then come forwards, again, tuck your bum under before you lean into your left hip flexor stretch. And again, leaning back. Now, if you can get down to sit on your bum, then you can just sit there and hold on to your right foot. So again, you're still feeling the stretch down the back of your right leg. But if you're not flexible enough to get down there, just hover like we did the first time round. And then again, last time, so tuck your tailbone under, lean forwards. If you want more of a stretch, reach your left arm up overhead and lean over to the right hand side. Okay, and then last time, leaning back, straighten out your right leg, hold on to your right foot. Okay, and then come up into kneeling, swap sides. So leaning on your right knee, make sure your left leg is about 90 degrees, your foot's either in front or below your knee. And then again, tuck your bum under, lean forwards, feel the stretch down the front of your right hip. Leaning back, so that you're feeling the stretch into your left hamstring. Okay, and again, coming up Leaning into your right hip. Leaning back. Okay, and then last time, come up into, lean into your right hip. If you want to, right arm up overhead, and then lean over to the left hand side. And then last time, sitting back so that you're feeling the stretch into your left hamstring. Okay, and then if you come up into standing, so come to one end of your mat, and then from here you're going to bend down, try and keep your knees as straight as you can, but you're trying to get your hands down onto the floor, so if you need a little bend in your knees, that's okay. Once your hands are on the floor, you're then going to walk forward, so you'll feel the stretch in your hamstring, coming into a plank position. From here, you're going to tuck your left leg under your chest so that you can come into pigeon. So ideally, your left knee should be at a right angle, but if you're quite tight into your left bum, you'll not get your leg in that position. So just get your left leg under your body, and then you can either stay on your palms, or if you can tolerate it, come down onto your forearms so that you're in a full pigeon. So you should be feeling this stretching into your left bum cheek. Okay, and then if you untangle your left leg, come back into your plank position, and then you're going to walk your hands back to your feet. So try and get your heels down on the floor as soon as you can, because then that'll get a good stretch into your hamstrings and calves. Stand up tall, and then we're going to repeat, but do it on the right hand side. So hands down to the floor, walk your hands forward, feeling the stretch in your hamstrings, into your plank position, and then your right leg's coming under your body. So again, you want that right leg to be at a 90-degree angle, but if you're quite tight, you'll not get there. So just wherever your leg is and it's comfortable, and so long as you can feel the stretch in your right bum cheek. Okay, and then again, untangle your right leg, back into your plank position, walk your hands to your feet, stand up tall. Okay, one more stretch, but on each side. So hands down to the floor again, walking forwards into your plank. Hold the plank position, take your left foot to the outside of your left hand, and then drop your right knee. And then from here, if that's enough of a stretch into your left groin, just stay there. Options, you can roll onto the border of your left foot if you want to. And then you can either stay on your palms, or if you can tolerate it, come down onto your forearms. So you should feel this, you'll either feel a stretching depending on where you're tight, in your inner thigh or in your glute or both. Okay, and then pop your left foot back so it's in line with your right. Heels to the ground as soon as you can. Walk your hands to your feet. Stand tall. And then repeat on the right hand side. So once you're in your plank, right foot to your right hand, drop your left leg. You can either stay there. Options are to roll onto the board with your right foot and then either stay on your palms or come down onto your forearms. Okay, and then tuck your right foot back so it's in line with your left, and then come into your plank position. It's coming into standing up tall. Okay, come back down onto your tummy so that you're lying flat on the mat. And then from here, have your hands in a T shape. It doesn't matter what you do with your head, just make sure it's out of the way. So you're going to bend your left leg so that it's at 90 degrees. And then you're going to roll over to the right hand side. So you're aiming to get your left foot on the floor. Try and keep your left hand in contact with the floor too. Come back to the middle. Swap sides to bend the right knee. Roll over to the left hand side. Keep your right hand in contact with the floor. Back to the middle. Left side. Rolling over to the right. Middle. Right leg over to the left. Middle. Left to right. And then last time, right leg over to the left. Come back to the middle. You can lean on your forearms just for comfiness. Take a hold of your right foot. Take it to your bum cheek. So with this one, make sure your knees are together. Because if your knees are open, then you're not stretching down your quad. So if you're quite comfortable there, you can push the front of your right hip into the mat, which just increases the stretch a little bit. Swap sides, taking hold of your left foot, taking it to your bum. Again, keep your knees together. Push the front of your hip into the mat. Okay, and then if you take a hold of both feet at the same time, try and keep your knees together if you can. Again, push the front of your hips into the mat if you want to increase the stretch. So if this is enough of a stretch, stay here. If you want slightly more of a stretch, push your feet, so the top of your feet into your hands, so that you come up into this position. And then lower back down. And again, pushing your feet into your hands. Back down. 2 more times, coming up into that position. Lower down. One more time. And then relax there, so just gently let go of your feet. Right, we're just going to do one more mobility exercise. So if you come up into sitting and start with both feet in this position. And then what you're going to do is roll both knees over to the right hand side, and as you roll, your body's going to twist. So you've twisted 90 degrees, and then come back to the middle, roll over to the other side, back to the middle, roll this way, back to the middle, over to the other way. So if that's enough, you can just stay doing that. If you want more of a stretch, once you're in this position, twist round. Back to the middle, twist round the other way. Back to the middle. One more either side. And then last time. Okay, and then the last one we're going to finish with, if you come up onto your feet like this, have your feet where you would have them if you were going to do a squat. So this is really good as a squat warm-up. So you can either sit here if that's enough of a stretch, or you can put your elbows to the inside of your knees, and then you're going to push out with your elbows so that you're getting more of a stretch into your groin. And then you can just gently sway left to right so that you're opening up your hips, opening up your groin. Now you should feel quite comfortable in this position. If you don't, it probably means you're quite tight. Okay, and then from here, hold on to your toes. And you're just going to stand up, feeling the stretch into your hamstrings, and then drop back down again. Standing up tall, trying to get your knees as straight as you can. Back down. Just moving in and out of that position. Two more. And then the very last one that we're finishing with, if you take your left hand to your right foot and then open up your right hand to the sky, come back down, swap sides. It's just alternating between left and right, trying to open up the area of your back between your shoulder blades with this one. One more either side. And then standing up tall. Good, okay, all done.